you said 2, congratulations, you are getting a taxi to Smugsville. If you said anything else, you're on the Fico bus with Steve, the tank driver. Right, okay. Let's introduce you to my next guest, because like I said, we're here at the Gordon Craig Theatre this morning, celebrating all that is great and brilliant about this town. And we're also meeting the people that make this town fantastic. And one of those people, to do with those people, is Steve Black, who has set up a new group for veterans in the town, and joined by Stuart as well. Gentlemen, good morning to you.
Morning, Andy.
Good morning.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us and having a little bit of a laugh and a giggle. First of all, Steve, tell me a little bit about why you set up this group.
Well, I've lived in Stevenage for about 8 years now, and as an ex-army veteran, well, an army veteran, I just noticed there wasn't much for veterans in Stevenage. It's a big town, there's a lot of veterans, and I was having to go into London to meet up with other veterans, so yeah, I met up with Stu and we come up with the idea. We shared the same dream that we'd create some sort of a social group to support each other, and that's where the muster point come from.
Excuse me, I'm just...
Get this man a drink of water.
You need another one, don't you?
I need gin at this time, it's too early. So Stuart, and how about you? How did you get involved?
Well, like Steve said, so, I mean, there's over 2,000 veterans living in Stevenage.
Is there really?
Yeah, and recently the ONS conducted a survey of veterans nationally, and a third of veterans reported feeling lonely or severely lonely every day, which I think's a horrible statistic.
Yeah.
So Steve and I came together, and I mean, as you probably remember from your time in the Navy, that every good plan starts with a cup of tea.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what we wanted to do, tea and a full belly, because the British forces are renowned across the world for good cups of tea and getting the job done. So we thought, why not bring the two together and create the muster point? But honestly, it's more than that. It's more than just the food. It's more than just like the cups of tea.
Yeah.
It's about bringing veterans together and actually dealing with the issues and giving them that community they can rely on.
Can I ask when you were in? What year were you in?
2003 to 2010.
Okay, and yourself?
2005 to 2010. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm an old man. Mine begins with 1986 to that time. And when I left, it literally was, there's your kit bag, on you go. And I don't know what it was like when there was no kind of, and obviously I served in the Gulf and stuff like that. There was nothing, there was no, anything you want to talk about, have a good time, there's your final bit of payment, see you soon, thank you for your service. I don't know what it was like for you guys, but...
I was the same. I've done 2 tours of Iraq, 1 of Afghanistan, and I never had any decompression, anything. No. I left the army, handed the kit in, and when I left the gate, I pulled over in a lay-by and I cried. I didn't know what I was going to do. I panicked. Stu, different.
So I served in Afghanistan at the end of 2009. Sadly, I was injured in a IED and lost, which resulted in me losing my right eye. And during that time, obviously I got flown back to the UK, and 6 months later I was discharged into Civvy Street. No decompression. I didn't get to see the guys that I served with because they were either still on tour or then on post-tour leave. There was no therapy. Literally, I went from the front line of Afghanistan to being a civilian in 6 months with no thank you, nothing.
And when you're in, as you know, they take care of everything for you. You just got to do your job. They'll make sure you're fed, watered, and bills are paid and all that. And then it's always, thankfully, it's got a lot better. I mean, there's still some that slip through the net. Do you think? Or
so I remember when after I got injured and I was lying on the hospital bed, completely blind in Camp Bastion, I was struck by this sense of I'm a number, not a name, and I'm just another statistic, and that sort of lived with me, that resentment, that anger, and I would love to think that it's different, but in all honesty, I think the MOD is saved by the fact that we're not on the ground fighting these wars, but I honestly believe that probably not a lot's changed.
And that's so tragic and so sad. It really is. And that's when the muster point comes in, because there is and I've never met you two, and within seconds it's ripping into each other, talking slowly to you. Mainly the tanky, but you know what I mean. And that's what's so great about the muster point. I can imagine you just all departments, all different walks of life, all different times maybe have served, and that brotherhood, that spirit is there, isn't it? It's hard to explain unless you've served.
Yeah, exactly. And Steve and I dealt with walked along our own pathways after we left. PTSD, depression, anxiety. So over the course of time through our own journeys, and Steve now works for or volunteers for SAFA, and I work for a local charity as well. So we've got, I think between us, we've got the contacts through experience of how to get support. So it's about giving the veterans a place to have that banter and brew.
Yeah.
Even the Matlows amongst them, they're more than welcome. It's about putting them in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because for me, and maybe the public, you see a lot like the Poppies, you see Help for Heroes and all these military charities, and it's quite easy to get into that mindset of, oh, there's loads out there for veterans, which there is. But there's so much I found, and I know speaking to Steve, it's fragmented. There's where do you go? And when people are in that sort of negative headspace, it's hard to find a way out.
Yeah, because when we were in, we were never encouraged to talk about it. No. Oh man, no, that was yeah, exactly. Suck it up.
Have a drink.
Have a drink. Suck it up and crack on and keep that to yourself.
Yeah,
which is so wrong.
Yeah,
and that's why what you're doing is brilliant.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping because I'm a caseworker for SAFA, we're hoping SAFA basically speaks to all the other charities on behalf of a client, and that's how we get the results we need. We're hoping the muster point does the same sort of thing. We are a hub that will have other departments, charities, organisations can come in, leave their card, and we can offer that to whoever needs it. It doesn't have to be a military charity, it can be a civilian charity, any organisations. We're hoping to get everyone involved.
Where can people find out more information?
Google it. But it's Facebook.
Yeah.
Simple tanky comment. Just Google it.
Don't ask me. Google it.
It's at Fairlands Lakes. Most people know Fairlands Lakes in Stevenage. It's next to the CAF. Come and have a brew. Come and have a chat. Bacon, sausage, egg, baguette. Whatever you want, we've got it.
No, in a tanky, all of the above, all thrown together.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, honestly, I think it's brilliant what you're doing. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
And I wish you all the very best for it. And I would love to pop along for a cup of tea. And
we'll hold you to that.
Okay, we can exchange medals. I've got quite a few. Boys, thank you so much. Love you.
Thank you very much.
Time now. Now, just before the news, I was talking to two amazing guests, Steve and Stuart, who are from Muster Point and do a remarkable job for veterans. Gentlemen, I brought you back because you very kindly have given me a little tank that is built out of nuts and bolts here. Right now, I'm going to talk to you. I don't know why I'm talking. I know you're the tanky, right? But there's no way you built this. You built this, yeah?
Of course I did.
Of course you did, love. You're the engineer. That's what engineers do, everybody. And what did you bring to the party?
I cleaned it.
Oh, thank you. Gentlemen, listen, once again, it was a lovely chat, and good luck with everything you're going to do. Let's get together, let's have a cup of tea, and we'll talk about the senior service and how we were there before you.
Of course.
All right, lads. Okay, cheers, boys.
Can I just say one thing?
What's that?
You've been asking people what would improve Stevenage.
Yeah.
The bins.
The bins. Well, I've got a counsellor standing right in between you. Listen, and look at the counsellor going, these boys can have whatever they want. Oh, okay. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers, boys. Thank you very much indeed.